to TV BURP. Revealed Charles and Camilla's secret kids.
Are you?
Dingle's new campaign for the cheese marketing board flounders.
Cheese.
And after David Seaman is voted off Dancing on Ice, his partner gets her own back. There was a surprise appearance from Gonzo the Muppet on Emmerdale. A packet of nuts, please. And a wooden spoon shortage on EastEnders.
Honest.
Give me that spoon! It seemed to me that it was a slow week on Albert Square.
Am I short? Do you want a biscuit?
Not really, no. Stacey fell into a trance-like state and was transported back to a former life.
I was a cow.
You couldn't have been. You're supposed to come back as something different. Now, there are various slang words for getting pregnant, aren't there? In the family way, bun in the oven. Here's a new one from Rosie Miller.
You should give me one of them put-you-ups in your Aunt Franny's bedroom.
Well, we should have taken precautions. While on our own Coronation Street, Eileen has stuck by boyfriend Ed, who, as you may know, murdered Emily Bishop's husband back in 1978. They were off to a party.
Come on, big boy, what do you reckon?
As long as I don't have to wear flares.
It's a 70s disco. What else are you going to wear?
How about your murderer's outfit? Eh? Flared trousers, white lapels and a stocking over your head, eh? Never mind that. What's Eileen going to wear?
I'm hoping you're going to wear a boob tube.
Oh!
Yeah, not so much a boob tube as a sleeping bag. Here, what's the one thing you should never say to a murderer?
I'm sorry, I know this all must seem a bit mad to you.
I could strangle you!
Don't give him any ideas. You might have the 30-year itch and do another one. Romance was in the air for Blanche.
It's too early in the morning to have Keith Chegwin shouting at you.
Well, you shouldn't have brought him home last night, you dirty girl. I hope you were careful. You'll end up with a put-you-up in your Aunt Fanny's bedroom. Blanche, imagine the kids. Oh, migraine. Migraine. Ken was enjoying looking after baby Amy.
I was reading you the Blue Pig story this morning.
What?
You know, where he gets lost in the deep, dark wood and meets a Scottish badger.
No, Ken, that was a dream you had once. That Amy, though, she's a cheerful little sparrow, isn't she?
Safe journey.
No. Cheer up, love, you're lucky to be in work. You know, when you move in with someone, there's always those little things that get on your nerves, aren't there, Norris?
How's it going, living with Emily? Isn't it irritating, that thing she does with tea bags?
I know exactly what you mean, Norris. That thing Emily does with the tea bags.
Your tea's ready.
What's this show, then? One man, one woman off EastEnders, and a house full of ghosts. That's right, it's Derek Acorah's Ghost Towns. And this time, he's in Oswestry. As ever, Derek was accompanied by Daniela Westbrook off EastEnders.
Daniela gets spooked at an ex-serviceman's club.
Yeah, not for the first time either. At one point, out of nowhere, Derek became possessed by a washing machine.
I just feel so vulnerable here. I mean, we're just out in the middle of absolutely bloody nowhere.
Nowhere. I know, it's pitch black and no electricity.
If it goes any faster, I'd be worried about his head. So, Derek tames the ghosts and on the way home decides to stop off and give someone a doorstep divination. And it's amazing the insights he offers to someone he's never even met before.
She said, tell Teresa she knows she's got to go to the dentist.
She's got to go to the dentist.
She's putting it off. She
She's
won't
putting
go.
it off.
Will you?
Yeah, and pop into the hairdressers and all while you're at it. Here, I wonder what Frank Skinner would look like in drag.
People don't have those habits.
A bit like that, I suppose. Of course not. It'd be The Apprentice. Another week, another project to cock up. This time, the teams had to come up with a calendar to raise money for Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital. So the fellas got straight on the job. Not of coming up with an idea for the calendar, but on a method for coming up with the idea.
So you can brainstorm ideas, right, all over the shop, OK? And you might hit, here's your target, OK?
I've seen that before somewhere. You're fired! You've just drawn a currant bun with a cherry on top. You're fired! That's one way of brainstorming. I favour the chocolate eclair method, right? Here it is. Look, that's the group, right? That's there. The cream inside. Oh, yeah, I do. And the chocolate on top. That represents a little blanket of scepticism. It's partly, too, that I just prefer eclairs to buns. So, what does Alan Sugar's representative, Margaret Mountford, think of the bun theory of brainstorming?
Can I just say something, because I've got to leave you now for a short while. I'm not desperately impressed so far by how you've been handling the task or by what you're proposing. You've got a time constraint, but you've got to sell these calendars.
OK. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Chill, Grandma. You know where she's going, don't you? She's off to get herself a bun. Yeah. You know what it's like. You see a drawing of a bun, you want a bun. I fancy a bun, and I've just had an eclair. So the lads eventually settle on themed photographs of babies for their calendar, then set about trying to sell it to the retailers. They choose Manny, who seems pretty confident he's up to the job.
I am a complete expert in presenting, and I will knock the audience flat with anything you give me. It's what I do for a living.
So prepare to be knocked flat.
Every child has a right to a full, healthy, and joyous life. In this truth, we hold as self-evident.
Wow, I was knocked flat. Remember, they're selling to people who know the calendar business inside out.
I'm quite cynical about calendars because I buy lots and lots of calendars.
Sure.
10 million calendars.
Wow.
This year.
Wow.
And he still forgets his wife's birthday. Meanwhile, the girls' team, Velocity, have settled on cats. Just what we need, another calendar with cats on it. And team leader Nargis has a real way with the retailers.
Ask me any questions.
What sort of retail price do you...
I haven't finished speaking, sorry. Ask me any questions that you have, and then let's talk about how many you want.
And what sort of cost price do you imagine?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
What sort of cost price to yours do you imagine?
Well, why don't you make a suggestion to me?
She could charm the birds right out of the tree.
OK, a couple of questions. No? Or, sorry, there's
I
more.
haven't finished
There's
yet.
more. Okay. There's more.
Now you can ask me any questions you have.
So it's a cat calendar, but there's a problem with it.
I do think we're going to run up in problems because A, you can't use the calendar, and B, you can't even see the dates unless you literally stand on top of it.
Well, you're bound to have one or two little snags. Any other minor criticisms?
My criticism of this, personally, is that it's not a calendar.
Yeah, it's just big pictures of cats in a pad. Hang on a minute, cats? I thought this was for a children's hospital.
How do cats come to Great Ormond Street?
Walk part of the way, then get a bus? I've got the calendars here. Yeah, here we are. Here's the girls' one, look. There's the girls' one. Posters of cats in a pad. Not terribly successful. Then there's the gents. There's it. The boys one. Works better. Pictures of babies. But, you know, the problem I've got... This one is November. It's Amy Barlow of Corrie. That'd spoil your month, wouldn't it? That'd spoil your month. Actually, I sent one of the cat calendars off to a friend, yeah. I'll just see if he got it. Hang on. How's your cat calendar, Noel?
Very good. How's your Tuesday?
No, it's Saturday, Noel. It's Saturday. Yeah, those cat calendars. But which is better for calendars, babies or cats? There's only one way to find out. Fight! See you after the